what's going on, fellow Tri-Irons? It's Tom with Tri-Card Games. Today we have Charles, where for yesterday's local, we had he won his first ever win a box. So he's second ever win a box. I heard that.
Second.
What were you playing today?
I was playing Spright, level 2, rank 2, link 2s.
And what were your matchups like?
I had Branded, Despia first. I think I went 2-1. Cash, second round I went 2-0. Sword Soul, round 3 I went 2-1. And then Dino in the final, and I went 2-0.
I heard that, man. Well, congratulations on the box. Did you pull anything good from the new Cyberstorm Access?
I pulled the Despia Synchro and one of the Gold Pride spells. The secret, yeah.
Yeah, and then you pulled Lulu.
I think they're like, I think they were both like $20 or $30 a piece.
Heard
So
that, yeah.
50 bucks or so maybe off of trade fodder.
What were you running today, man? Let's see what you got.
So for the starters, start with the Spright package. So 3 blues, searches any Spright monster. When it's special summoned, that's pretty important. So you want to have a level 2 down on the ground before you use him. But he gets you to any other Spright monster that you're running. Super good, helps with consistency, helps with the combo. Probably your best Spright card, to be honest, as far as
Besides starter.
Yeah, besides starter, like it's facilitating pretty much everything. It's setting everything up for you for your boards. Keep playing.
Yeah.
You got your jet. That's usually what you're searching off of blue to add to hand, and then when he's special, they all special from hand as long as there's a level 2 on the ground. So when he's specialed, you get to add a Speller Trap, Spright Speller Trap.
Yeah.
So after that, I run 2 red. It's basically a monster negate. It attributes a level 2 link to a rank 2 for cost, and if it's a link or rank 2 that you attribute, you get to pop the card as well. So that's always good. And then we got the carrots. I run 2 of them. A lot of people think run 1 and then maybe a pixies, but I think 2's good.
I've seen some people only run 1 of each. Like run the 3 jet, the 3 blue, but then they run 1-1.
Yeah, when Elf was alive and well, that was pretty much the same. That was pretty much standard.
Yeah.
But since then, the deck isn't as consistent, or it can't do as much. So you definitely want these extra like negations and stuff to come out of hand and to go ahead and just helps you set a bigger board, a stronger board for your opponent to play through.
So what do you think is going to happen on this next ban list? You know, everybody's got it's blue and starter.
It's probably gonna be blue or starter. I hope not both. I think starter is probably the more problematic card, but I also think starter is probably the one you could get around and still play the deck. There's things you can do to mitigate that, I guess. Blue, I don't think blue doesn't. I mean, it does some. I don't know. It's how you feel about it. It's all up for interpretation. I don't think it's that toxic. I think being able to just summon one and get their effect by paying a little bit of life is pretty. I mean, there's no cost.
Yeah.
There is no cost. Blue doesn't really have a cost either, but I mean, every deck's got that card, I guess.
Yeah.
That does what
that
blue
one
does.
Staple.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, the one good starter that it has. But after that, I got the 3 starters. Probably gonna go to 1, but it's really good. I mean, it gets your play going. You don't have to worry about normaling anything from that point. When you see this card, you can just activate it, and the chances of you having like a normal summonable monster while this is in your hands pretty good. So if they hit this, it's kind of like Ash Bait or make them have to. It applies pressure pretty much immediately. They know that when this card goes off, that you're gonna be able to pop off. I mean, it's gonna get to a lot of combo lines. So. This is definitely the best card you want to see going in any starting hand.
Yeah, and usually what is starter and blue, you can probably pop starter to bait out the Ash and then go, okay, blue.
Well, I mean, as long as you have a level 2, you can keep playing. What is cool about this card, though, I like, is that if you have an extra one in hand and you build your board, you can set it. And like if you have like a red or a carrot on field, you can activate this on your opponent's turn and give them something to tribute off.
Okay.
Or you can tribute like if you already used it your turn, you can set it and then come and bring a red or a carrot out to give you an extra negation.
Yeah.
So it depends on how good your hand looks and how good you feel about it. But I mean, it's definitely something to consider whenever you're, if you know what you're playing and you know what they're going to be trying to do. You want an extra monster negator, extra spell, spell trap negation. But it just depends. It just depends what you think. So after that, I got 1 Smashers, 1 Gamma Burst, and 1 Double Cross. This card's insane. I ended a lot of games with it. I felt like it put me, or at least put me in the position to win the game. It takes a lot of card economy, but I mean, a non-targeting banish can do a lot.
Yeah.
Gamma Burst. This pretty much is the card that you search off of Jet. You can search all of these with Jet, by the way. But this card right here just. It's super strong. Like the fact that you can make everything that you got pretty much gain 1,400 attack, and then you get a grave effect to do the same thing. Pretty much is strong.
Yeah.
This card has like 3 different effects.
Snatch steal.
If you got a link to pointing somewhere, or you got a link to it pointing that's open, you can snatch steal it. You can put more material underneath an XYZ monster, or you can bring something back as long as you have an arrow pointing. From one of your link twos, and that's going to come up in a minute. You're going to see why that effect is the most important. But that's pretty much it for the Spright stuff. I run 41, by the way, so I don't know how many that is exactly. Probably around close to 20. I'm not sure.
Roundabout.
Yeah. Then we got the Nimble package, of course. Card's super good. It does pretty much what Starter does, just without the trapper spell surge off a Jet. I mean, it gets you 2 level 2s. You can start comboing from there. Card's super good. I like it. Won't cut it. Will not cut it. And then I run the 2 Anglers. Also, really good card to send off of Sprint. That's pretty much what you send off Sprint most of the time. Is this card? It's 2 more bodies.
Yeah.
Can't hurt that. The Nimble Beavers are probably your best normal summon, and then the second to that is the Hyperias. I run 2 of those. Just you normal summon it, because a lot of times you're not really necessarily needing your normal summon. So just normal summon Hyperia, draw a card, replaces itself. It's Upstart Goblin without having to give extra life up or nothing like that. You just get a level 2 on board and draw a card.
So how common is the build that runs Hyperia?
How common is it? It used to be a big thing whenever Elf was around, but
A lot of people
cut it after Elf. But I mean, I still like it. I mean, because you don't have enough normal summonable monsters, in my opinion, in this deck. I mean, do you want to normal your Angler? No. Do you want to normal any of your Spright monsters? I mean, depending on what your hand looks like. I mean, maybe red or carrot, but I mean, you definitely want the effects of Jet, and you definitely want the effects of blue to go off. So I mean, it just kind of that's 5 guaranteed normal summons in my deck, and I mean, I'm hoping to see one at that point. So, but no, I don't think a lot of people run it still. But I do. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, it's basically making a 39 card deck when I see this card and it goes through. After that, I run 2 of the Swap Frogs, and then I run the 1 Newman. This is the package you use to make Toad. It also facilitates this little guy who pretty much says,
"No play."
If you're not playing what I'm playing, you're pretty much not playing. Neither player can special summon monsters with 1,800 or more attack. That's pretty good. That's what you send this off of Swap Frog, and then you revive it back with the Double Cross. And when people see me send this, they don't really know what it is. And then when I bring it back out on their turn, they're like, they get very confused, and then they read it, and then they get very upset. I did it 3 times. I pulled this off 3 times the other day during the tournament. And
I think you did it twice against me.
Did I do it twice against
you?
I might have. I'm not sure. No, maybe I did. I know. I know I did it once to you. I did it to the Sword Soul player and to the Dino player. I know for sure. But no, I mean, this card, if you pull it off, your opponent has to address it immediately. It's the first thing they got to get rid of. And you're usually backing this up with a Toad Negate. So, good luck. I mean, you have to have 2 ways to get rid of it, not just 1.
Yeah.
Typically. Also, the best card in the deck, really. I mean, it's Pot of Prosperity. I love this card. It is. So good. You could dig for 6. I dug for 6. I think against I can't remember if it was. It might have been against the branded player. I dug for a card coming up that I really needed to break the board with, and came through for me.
You drew that out.
I drew the out. I mean, this basically says draw the out. I mean, this is the card you use to get the out in your hand, or any other like extenders you may need. I love it. I mean, it should it be $50, $60, whatever it's at right now. Absolutely,
I
it
think it's
is.
dropped to 40 in the past week or so.
Well,
it's like 40, 45.
Well, pick them up, guys. If you heard it here first, pick it up.
Yeah.
So that's it for kind of like consistency stuff. After that, I'll play two triple attacks. I don't side the other one. I just run 2 in the main. And this card was MVP. It came up. That and Prosperity came up so many times. Love the card. Play the card. No matter what you're playing, play this card. It's everything you would want. Trust me.
Well, it's pretty much like an Appointer of the Lotus, a
It's 3 cards.
and a Snatch.
Yeah, it's 3 cards. I mean, it's 3 cards in one. What more could you ask for?
Okay, Ash.
And they're all. Yeah. Ash me, go ahead. I got this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fine. And it can't be ashed unless you declare your drawing too. Just because you play it and they ash you does not mean this card gets negated. You can pick one of the 2 options. You have hand knowledge now. It's kind of fair cheating. I don't know what you want to call it. Hand traps. I run the 3 imperm. Play it going first. Play it going second. Launch negate, and if it's set, turns off the column. I mean, that's really nice, especially if you're in like turn 2 or 3 and your opponent's got something set that you're kind of worried about. You can go ahead and just pop that bad boy in the same column, and you got to worry about it.
Again, this is your weekly reminder to not play in the
Don't play in the imperm. And I did actually during the tournament. I did play to the column
me.
1 against you. Yeah, and luckily it didn't.
You've done that twice.
Look at
against
these.
me.
Look at these zones. They're
Yeah,
so like
they're
this
off
mat.
center.
This mat. Yeah, this mat is. Yeah, I need to get rid of this mat and get a new mat. It's the mat's fault. It's all you can see right here. It's off centered, but imperm's awesome. Play it. Ash wasn't that great for me. I mean, it stops some stuff. It doesn't stop. I don't know. I think Droll's probably a better card right now. That's kind of toxic to say, but it just doesn't do enough. It just doesn't. I mean, it stops something, but it doesn't stop.
Great against Brandon.
Yeah.
But
You stop Brandon. Yeah. You can stop Brandon Fusion. Great.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't lock them out or anything. And right now, you got to be kind of toxic in this format to do something.
I've heard a lot of people siding these out too. Like they keep them
Yeah.
sideboard, but they'll keep Droll and main board.
Yeah.
Because that Droll stops harder because more people are going to be searching the ad and chain than
Right.
anything else.
Right. No, and there's a lot of. I mean, it's stopping. It's trading 1 for 1, where Droll trades 1 for however many cards they have that's going to search, send or whatever. So special. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ash is definitely
card.
yeah, it's still a good card. I mean, and then I played the Gammas. Never saw this card once. I never saw it a single time in my opening hand. I saw that guy right there 3 times in opening hands. Never saw it once. Never resolved it once. I decided it out every time. I mean, in testing, it was good. I don't know.
It's one of those CMA policies.
You tell me. Yeah, I'm still probably going to play it just because it's so good, especially with starter, prosperity, stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's see what your extra deck looks like, man. See what you got.
I played 2 Gigantics.
Yep.
And I played 2 Sprins.
Gotta love the Sprint.
Yeah.
Foolish
1, special 1, yep. I played. This is probably mandatory at 2. This could probably be cut to 1, but with Cash still running around, being able to take some stuff out of my extra deck, I'd rather have 2. Be safe. Better be safe than sorry. These aren't first ed either. I'm kind of embarrassed.
It's all good.
Yeah, but they're both good. Foolish is a card, Angler usually. Special is a card from deck. Usually it's going to be your Frog if you're trying to do the Newman lock, or one of your blues or reds if you're trying to search something that you haven't done prior to that turn. Good cards, mandatory to at least play them. Played the Toad, played the Soul Sweeper, played the Mosquito, and then I played the Buster, the Degen Buster. Yeah, Degen Buster. This card's crazy. I love this card. I love this card almost This might be my favorite card in my extra deck, just because it just once you start like forcing your opponent to play on your turn, and it's all said and done, and you're still sitting with 2 level 2s, you can make this and get rid of something very problematic, and it works. It helps. It does a lot. This guy, love him. I hope he doesn't go anywhere. I will make that card every time I get a chance. Super versatile, gets rid of problematic cards. Also super versatile, helps you OTK and negate some things if you need to. Made this one time during the tournament, and it won me the game. I actually had to play the Bujinki that's in my extra deck, and in on him, and he came up. I mean, he's basically detached to and stop a monster effect from going off. So
I've seen a lot of people start running the Ninja Shadow Mosquito too, because I think in the past couple months at least, that card came up in like a top 4 matchup because somebody was running Spright.
Oh yeah, I mean, you just it takes no damage, can't be destroyed by battle. Attack into something and then put a counter on him and it's negated, and then you can it's not once per turn, so you can burn them for that same amount too. Yeah. So basically attack into their strongest monster, negate it, and then do it again, detach again, and then burn them for that amount.
Yeah.
Comes up big with when you don't have Gamma Burst, and then it can help paired with Gamma Burst in the game with very little. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So that's it for the kind of the toolboxy stuff. Level 2, rank 2s. I played the Zeus package. Got to play 2. Cash can rip 1.
Oh, the downer.
Yeah, and the downer. If you don't use starter, this is online at all times, basically, as long as you get to a rank 2, as long as you don't use starter. I'm pretty sure anyway. Starter, I think, locks you out. Let me double check. I think you're in the main phase. Yeah, you can only, cannot special summon monsters you said, level 2, rank 2s, level 2s. Yep.
There's times where you'll have the cold hard nuts in your hand, and then they're just, you got it.
Yeah, and then
you don't even need starter at that point.
No, you don't. But I do know, like, if I have starter and prosperity in my hand, I know I'm going to be resolving them. This is the first thing I cut off my bench. Yeah. So you're not going to need it. I mean, maybe later in that turn if you can't finish them, you might be missing it. But I mean, it's very easily something you can get rid of prosperity and be done. You know.
Yeah, and running the 2 also helps against the cash matchup for now anyway. Until the next ban list, depending on what happens.
Right. Oh, for sure. Riperdocus is good. Yeah. It helps make Toad. It facilitates being able to make Toad. If you're not going to make Toad, if you're not going to play the Toad package, don't need this card. Pretty much the same way with Bujinki. Bujinki's okay. I mean, you can make other stuff with him other than Toad, but I mean, it's basically what it's 2 different combo lines that can end with the same Toad. So it just depends. If you're not going to play the frog stuff, then I would cut these. They're really not that necessary. But if you are, they're clutch. They're the only way you can make it.
They do the work.
They do everything you need. Yeah. Also, he can change attribute and attribute or type, so that comes up at all. Make darks, whatever.
Doesn't that help out with? Yeah, that does help you facilitating the Toad.
Yeah, it just kind of makes up for what Elf was doing, helping you do. And then my last 2.
Avermax and IP.
Yeah, Avermax and IP. If you get hand trapped to death or whatever, you can still make IP and something else, and go into this guy. On your opponent's turn, he's still something. He's a tower. I mean, he's a fallback. I mean, they take you, grind you down. Like this is your grind game pretty much, paired with like other hand traps and stuff. And then IP's IP. She does what she does.
That's her thing, man.
Ain't changed in years.
Yeah. Then let's see what you got on the side.
Side, of course, I was running the Drolls.
Gotta have Droll in this meta.
Gotta have Drolls in this meta. Yeah. Good card. I mean, great card. It's toxic, super toxic. Gotta play them though. There's really no way around it. Just get one summon or get one search, and I hope it's good enough because you're not gonna be able to do it again for the remainder of the turn. I was on 2 Cosmic and a Feather Duster. There was Labyrinth running around. There was like Trap Trick running around. I think there was Dinomorphia running around.
Yep.
Never faced them. Never faced a single player on a trap deck, but I brought that just in case I would. So, I also think this is kind of mandatory, or at least some sort of back row removal.
Yeah, not a lot of people running back row hate nowadays, and I think this is this is a solid pick.
Oh yeah. Never
leave home without it.
Never leave home without it. Never. I think I cited it in twice, but I never saw it. I did see like the back row hates. I saw drove very, very often. I think I drove like 2 or 3 times. Never resolved evenly. Never resolved gamma. But evenly's good. I mean, evenly pretty much resets the game for you. So I'm still gonna play it.
Yeah.
Also these, yeah, just for like specialty decks that play strictly, whatever it be, ritual, synchro, like Sword Soul, XYZ's like Kashtira, whatever it is.
With the new meta, you can even consider super heavy.
Yeah.
To go into either XYZ, so they can't go into Gear Guy again, or
right.
You could even pick synchro, so they can't go into Baron.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you're scared of. I mean, this card pretty much addresses. I mean, unless they're on like strictly links, like this card addresses it, and it's definitely a side in for going when you're going first. And then Sword Soul is a big meta, a big player in our meta here at the local. So I was on 2 Token Collector and then 2 Zombie World. Sided them in. Zombie World was clutch. I played the Dino guy too. I sided that in, and it was hard for him to do anything out of grave. So I would probably change a lot of stuff depending on where I was playing, or if I was playing in a regional, it'd definitely be a little different. But all in all, I mean, the deck performed really well. Triple Tech was MVP. Prosperity was co-MVP. Like, those cards are crazy, and Sprites are still good without F.
Yeah, and also we gotta show some appreciation to the Jerry Beans man.
If you know, you know. Also, the Illusionist.
Yes, sir.
It's coming.
Where'd you even find this at, man?
It was in my shed when I was cleaning it out.
I
thought it was cool. But
yeah,
that's it, man.
Do you, by chance, have any shout-outs?
Shout out Gaming Co. For putting the tournament on.
Phenomenal. Please get us OTS certified.
Yeah, get OTS certified. Shout out to you, Tom, doing what you do, man. Love having you around the shop. Shout out to my boy Rodney. I had to play him round 3. We've been playing it for a long time now, and it didn't feel great, but it didn't feel great having to beat my own friend. But he's beat me and won a box. I've beat him and won a box. Shout out to him.
Well, Charles, I really appreciate you sitting down here with me today to go over your deck profile for the Saturday Night Box.
No problem.
Guys, my name is Tom from CYAC Games. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.